Am I the bleep bleep for breaking my family's tradition? Growing up, my family had this deep-rooted tradition that has been passed down for generations. It's not just some casual, once-in-a-while thing. It's the tradition. It defines who we are as a family and ties us together. At least, that's what they say. But recently, I made the choice to step away from it, and now my family is acting like I've betrayed them. Before I get into it, let me say I love my family. I really do. But I also believe that traditions should be meaningful, not something you're forced into out of guilt or obligation. And that's where things started going sideways. For context, this tradition revolves around a holiday. Every year, my entire extended family gathers at my grandparents' house for a massive celebration. It's been happening for decades. Same location, same food, same activities, even the same decorations. It's like stepping into a time capsule. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a certain charm to it. The whole family gets together, we eat, we laugh, and we talk about old memories. But over time, it's become more of a rigid obligation than a joyful event. There are rules, lots of rules. For example, everyone must stay the entire weekend, no exceptions. You're not allowed to bring a plus one unless you're married. The meal has to follow a specific menu, no substitutions, even if you have dietary restrictions. And the worst one, everyone has to participate in the family skit. This skit has been a point of contention for me since I was a teenager. It's cringy, outdated, and honestly, kind of embarrassing. But you can't opt out. My mom always says, it's not about you, it's about the family. This year, I decided I'd had enough. Between work stress and personal commitments, I just didn't have the energy to spend an entire weekend pretending to enjoy myself. Plus, I'd been wanting to start my own traditions, something that felt more like me. When my mom called to confirm my attendance, I hesitated. I don't think I'm going to make it this year, I said. The silence on the other end of the line was deafening. What do you mean you're not coming? She finally asked. I just need a break, I explained. It's been a rough year, and I think I'd rather do something low-key. That's when the guilt tripping started. She said things like, do you realize how disappointed your grandparents will be? And this tradition is what keeps our family together. If you don't show up, you're breaking that bond. I stood my ground though. I told her I loved the family, but I didn't feel like I could participate this time. When word got out to the rest of the family, the backlash was immediate. My siblings called to say I was being selfish. My dad, who rarely gets involved in family drama, told me I was letting everyone down. And my grandma even left me a voicemail saying, you don't know how many more of these we'll have. It wasn't just guilt, they were angry. My mom said, you're acting like you're too good for us now. Is that it? Are we not important enough for you anymore? The thing is, it's not about thinking I'm too good for them. It's about wanting to prioritize my own happiness and mental health. The day of the event, I spent the morning feeling a mix of relief and guilt. While they were all at my grandparents' house, I was home, doing my own thing. I went for a hike, cooked a meal I actually enjoyed, and even started planning a small holiday gathering with a few close friends. But as the day went on, my phone started blowing up with texts, pictures of the family together, captions like, wish you were here, and even a passive-aggressive text from my mom saying, your seat feels empty without you. It stung. I started second-guessing myself. Was I really being selfish? Should I have just sucked it up for the sake of the family? Now, I'm left wondering, am I the bleep bleep for breaking away from a family tradition that no longer brings me joy? I feel like I have the right to make my own choices and prioritize what makes me happy. At the same time, I can't ignore the possibility that my absence may have caused pain or disappointment to my family. I love them, but does loving someone mean you have to sacrifice your own needs? I'm curious to hear your perspective. Was I wrong for skipping the family tradition, or is it okay to prioritize your own happiness? Let me know in the comments. I really want to hear your thoughts on this one.